I'm very excited to catch up with you today. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
That's good. I'm good. And so Tyler Joe Miller is joining us on Pure Country. And I feel like I remember there was a moment when we first met that I remember saying to you, I feel like you are on a roller coaster ride. And I feel like you have like gone
Yeah.
back up to the top of the roller coaster and you're on another really exciting roller coaster ride right now. So how are you feeling with just we're going to get into all the exciting things, but how are you actually feeling
Yeah.
of everything that's going on right now?
There's a it's a lot happening. So it can be a little bit overwhelming, but it's just like I spent the last basically like 3 months like at home. Like over the winter break. And like
Yep.
that's the most time I've had home since I started doing this whole music thing. And so it was pretty nice being home and like being in a nice regular schedule. Also, if you hear funny noises, I think it's because of my coffee maker. uh, but yeah, maybe I got a little bit too relaxed because then when things start kicking up again, it's like, holy smokes, like there's
Yep.
so many things at once. But it's no, it's exciting. It can be a little bit overwhelming of a lot of things happening at once, but I'm excited. I'm ready to get back to work.
Yeah. I mean, what a way to kick off your year. So we'll start with the tour because I'm trying to like track back to which one of these crazy, fun, awesome things was, the first thing that happened. So you're going on tour with Shawn Austin and Andrew Hyatt, which I just feel like is
Sure,
recipe for a lot of fun.
something. Yeah, you got that right.
And how
Yeah,
did that
we were
happen?
actually talking about it last night. Yeah, we I said last night because me and Andrew were at Whiskey Jam together playing, and
Yep.
so we were just seeing each other play. We're just like, oh, this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be a good time. We have been wanting to. I've been wanting to tour for a while. We were trying to figure out the next thing, the next trip to go on, sort of thing. And get back on a bus and play a bunch of shows and yeah, and it ended up being like we were trying to figure out like who's the best fit for all this stuff, and they were wanting to get on the road, and it just kind of like the agents kind of just figured it out, and we're like, hey, like all these guys are available. We were gonna do it an earlier date, and then it ended up getting moved, and it just ended up working out for all of our schedules, and all three of us are good buddies, and so it was like basically all of our teams were like, hey, we all want to do some stuff and get a bus and go back on the road and all this stuff. And so it just ended up working out perfectly for all three of us. So we're pretty excited to get to hang out for a month and all the tomfoolery that we're going to get up to.
Yeah, I would say I'd love to be a fly on the wall for that tour and all the behind the scenes, but I'm also like, I don't know. It could be wild. I really enjoyed all the announcement videos that you guys did together because it really gave us as fans a look at what that dynamic is going to be like with the three of you. So I have to ask, have you tried spam?
I have not tried spam yet.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, it seems like a weird, I don't know. It's meat in a can. I just
Yeah.
if that's not like some sort of seafood, I don't know if I trust it.
Yeah.
Um, but when we started posting about that stuff, like spam was like commenting and like they'd like DM. I'm sure they did to Andrew and Shawn too, but like I was getting messages from them being like, "You gotta try it." And yeah, so it's just fun. I'm sure I'll try it on the bus.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking I'll wait until then because I don't know how to cook that. Or do you cook it? I don't know.
I don't know. I think you just
I'm
don't,
not
I
sure.
don't know. Nothing against spam. I have this image that you guys are gonna like walk out on the tour bus for the first day and the bus is every cupboard is just gonna be full of spam. That's what I'm envisioning is gonna happen for you guys, which would be Andrew's like dream and your worst nightmare, probably.
It would be.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. Andrew will absolutely love it.
Yeah.
I'm open to things,
Yeah.
so I'll give it a shot. I'm
Okay,
sure I'll be trying spam day
you
one.
try it and you let me know how awful it
Yes.
is. Okay. So moving on, I had to touch on that because I was like, spam, and
Yeah.
we gotta discuss this. I have to
Yeah.
congratulate you, dude. I'm so happy for you. Your first Juno Award nomination for Country Album of the Year, Spilling My Truth. Holy moly, that is so cool.
Yeah.
Where were you when you found this news out?
I was actually I was driving, and so I was in my truck, and my manager Cassidy like called me, and so I like accepted it on like CarPlay or whatever, and she was trying to FaceTime me, and I was like, "Hey, sorry, like I'm driving right now. I won't be able to be on FaceTime, so I'm on audio."
Yeah.
And she's like, "Well, can you pull over somewhere? Like, I'd like to see your face for this news." And I was like, "What? Weird. Okay. Yeah." And so I pulled over into like a Tim Hortons parking lot, and yeah, and then went on FaceTime, and she's like, I wasn't even thinking about Juno stuff. Like I didn't think I was going to be nominated for that. And so yeah, she's like, congratulations, like you got your first Juno nomination. I was like, what the heck?
Those are like the bucket list surreal moments in an artist's career, especially being a Canadian. The Junos is as big as it gets in Canada. So that is
Yeah.
so incredible. Do you feel like having had that happen and then, announcing the release of a new song, Broken Man, and this tour coming up, do you feel this like adrenaline shift inside of you where you're just, because I feel like something like that, a Juno nomination, win or lose, it's just such an honor. And I feel like it's got to give you some
Yeah.
sort of like boost that you're just like ready to go.
Yeah. And yeah, it is like a boost of adrenaline. And it's just like, okay, I'm doing this one cool thing. Oh, yeah, this other cool thing's happening. Oh, okay, now we got a nomination for freaking Juno. Uh, yeah, it does give you a boost of adrenaline. And it's uh it's also a bit crazy when you've spent like the last few months like at home, kind of taking a bit of a break for once. And like you're not on the road doing your thing, and then all of a sudden it's like, hey, we're back into it, and we're kicking it into a whole different gear, having so many things happen at once. So it's a big boost of adrenaline, and just like I can feel the momentum picking up again and just roaring to go.
So does that inspire you to get writing again, or not to like try to get you to tell us more secrets, but if you just released Broken Man, does this mean you already have the rest of the songs ready to go, or is this kind of encouraging you to get in the studio and finish up some new ones?
Yeah, so I'd recorded Broken Man a few months ago,
Okay.
and before I was home for the holidays, the last place I was right here. Where I guess I'm in Nashville. For those that wouldn't
Right
know,
here.
right here, Uh, yeah, and so I was back down here, just writing, and ended up recording not just Broken Man, but we got a few more songs that we've recorded. And my plan this year is to put out more music than I ever have. So we're planning on getting a lot of music out there. Hopefully, the my team feels the same. But that's the plan. So yeah, we've got a few in the pocket recorded already, and I've also been down here for a couple weeks so far, and I've been writing a whole lot of other good stuff too. So hopefully, I'll be making another trip back down here soon enough, and get back in the studio and record even more. So we got a
Well,
lot coming at you.
from the sounds of Broken Man, I feel like whatever that last trip to Nashville was a really good one. So I'm excited to hear what other ones you were working on.
It was, yeah. That was a special one for me, where I we knew that song was special day one that we wrote it, and so yeah, I'm glad that I decided to finally record that one and put it out. And I think Broken Man was a message that I think I needed to hear, of just like when we're in this world nowadays, that it's like if you're not perfect and people will find any faults, it's like you're done. And it's good to try to be a better person and all that, but like I think we also got to learn to give ourselves a break. because we're human and we can't be perfect. And so I think it's something that I needed to hear for myself, and yeah, brought the idea to a couple buddies down here, great writers, Blake Bollinger, Rita Isbell, and they're like, we love this idea. And so actually, when I first brought it up, I was like, hey, I got this idea. It's called Broken Man, and I played some of it. And they were like, you got anything else? I was like, oh, like trucks, girls, beer. What do you want? They're like, no, man, we love it. It's a real song.
Yeah.
We'd love to write this kind of one. So yeah, and we felt really, really good about Broken Man, and the other two that I got recorded that are all done. We're just waiting to figure out when we can release even more. I feel pretty good about those two. They're also very special songs that we just knew we had to record and we wanted to put out. And so there might be a love song, and I have not done a love song yet.
What?
And yeah, I know. No more heartbreaks, I guess.
All right.
Yeah.
I always love to see that shift in an artist when they're like, you know what? I'm feeling a little love today that I want to share, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
I love that.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, any other like little side tidbits that you want to share with me, just let me know. And I cannot wait to hear them. All right.
Slide it your way.
Slide it on over. Last thing before we go, because I'm so excited for you to head out on the road. Everyone listening, if you haven't got your tickets to the Country Mixtape Tour, do it, or you will regret missing out on that. I promise you. But did you, I want to say did you, but I know you did make CDs back in the day of like your mixtape where you'd like write around in a circle on your CD and just like all your favorite jams?
Yeah, I did
Illegally downloading music.
like like LimeWire, and yeah, most of it wasn't the actual recordings, but but I definitely remember doing that, and I'd listen to it on my Discman. And I remember like having my Discman at my cabin, and I'd burn all these CDs just so I could just be listening to my own music, and it was like Sum 41, Nickelback, Three Doors Down, 3 Days Grace, you know, like a bunch of, and then I'd have like these like punk bands like Reliant K and a bunch of this other stuff that it's like, and like Under Oath. I also had like a screamo phase. Like,
you had the screamo mix. I had the Sum 41 Nickelback too, but then on the other side, I had like Akon and Neo and like Total Mario. I think, yep, I definitely had that vibe CD also. But did
Mario?
Yeah. Let Me Love
like
You.
The video game?
No.
Oh. I don't know anything outside of country and rock.
You're like, you had this Super Mario theme song burned on your.
I'm like,
you're like, oh, Shannon, we're almost friends. We were almost really good friends there for a second. Okay, but top 90s country song that you would have had on your mixtape, what would it be?
Oh man.
I love putting you on the spot. It's my favorite thing to do.
One of them I definitely remember was Here Without You Baby by Three Doors Down.
Okay.
Or Here Without You, I guess.
Yeah, Here Without You. Yeah.
I also do remember listening to a lot of Black Eyed Peas, which is very not my style, but yeah, that was in there. But yeah, I'd say Here Without You, Three Doors Down was one that definitely stuck out to me.
Yeah.
And How You Remind Far Away by Nickelback.
Okay. Well,
I was all about the slow jams.
Cover those for us and let us hear your versions.
I just might have to.
You just might have to. All right, Tyler Joe Miller, I feel like I'm going to keep you all day, but I do have to say goodbye because I know you have a lot going on. So thank you so much for joining us. Go check out his new song, Broken Man, and get your tickets to the Country Mixtape Tour and have fun at the JUNOs.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for taking the time, and I sure will.
Okay. Tyler Joe Miller on Pure Country. Thank you so much.